Today's episode of the Sunday Night Talk is here. It's ready. We recorded this right after the Sunday night game, so it is fresh. And did we have a lot of thoughts? Hey, if you love Running It Back and all the shows on my channel, don't forget to give it a subscribe. Just click it. I can see the channel is growing, and you will have access for free to all the videos on there. I have a great interview that went up this week with Jen the Baker. She's a historian. She's a baker. She's a Raiders fan. We dove deep into her history and all things about what she loves about football and the Raiders. Go check out that interview. Before we get to the episode, if you want to see me doing live stand-up comedy, this is your chance. I will be at Zombie Joe's in North Hollywood, October 16th. I will be at the Hollywood Improv, October 17th, performing in the lab. And I will be at Burbank Cyclery, October 21st. Comedy in a bike store. So go check it out. You come directly to me for all the details, all the tickets, all the laughs too. On the show today, it is week 5 in the NFL. Omar Carmona joins me. Who's good? Who's bad? Who's a maybe? Well, that's what we talk about. And of course, we start off the episode with quite possibly the most important question to ever be asked on a Sunday night talk. That's right. We don't shy away from it. So here we go. Here is me and Omar Carmona, the Sunday Night Talk. Let's go! All right, it is Sunday night. The Sunday Night Talk is here. It is ready, recording this Sunday night. We just finished Ravens. Bengals. Our first exciting Sunday night game of the year. Omar Carmona joins me, as always, counselor to the stars. How are you, Omar?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I've got a lot of thoughts this Sunday.
Oh, yeah, this is a busy Sunday.
We witnessed so much. There's like so many storylines. So why even beat around the bush? Let's start right off. Are you Team Tom or are you Team Gisele?
I'm Team Tom. I'm Team Tom.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you don't become the GOAT, not having that kind of love for the game. He just can't go away. And it's so much a part of him, but that's why he's the GOAT. So, how
career over marriage, you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, if she doesn't want to stick around, she doesn't want to stick around.
Do you think, don't you think it's deeper than that, though? Don't you think it's maybe she gave him an ultimatum and he broke the ultimatum by unretiring 26 days later? Does she have a beef? Say you're Gisele's defense attorney.
She has a beef. There was definitely some promises made. I'm sure conversations were had, emotional decisions were reached, but he went one way. He probably got everybody excited, and then he says, "You know what? 26 days later, I'm going back." And that's it's. But I don't blame him. I mean, he's Tom Brady.
So you don't blame it all. If you're gonna make the case for Team Tom, then you got to think like, well, okay, do you want me at home and miserable? Or
Right.
do you want me working, earning a paycheck, doing what I love to do for my remaining football playing years?
My prediction is this divorce is going to go through. It's going to be a huge settlement, but both parties are going to walk out billionaires still. And Gisele is going to marry I could see some European hedge fund, type financial guy, one of those Onassis type guys, you know what I mean? I just imagine this Greek with a big yacht. She's going to be fine, and Tom is going to be with another celebrity.
I don't think there's any doubt both of them will be fine. She makes more than him. She's worth more than him, so
worth way more than him.
So she's the big one. She's the big winner in this. So I find it funny that we get a headline like midweek. Tom and Gisele have hired divorce attorneys. So my first question is like, How do we know this? How do they figure this out? And if so, if there is a source, like someone close to the family who's talking, if I'm Tom or Gisele, I'm like, which one of you people is talking to the press?
Yeah, well,
how many cars have I bought you? How many houses have I mortgaged for you? Who's talking to the press here? I thought we were on Team Tom here. Team
Right.
Brady. What is going on here? And it seems like that story is true. It seems like they are hiring defense attorneys.
Yeah, so they're ready. I mean, I hope it's not a fight, but you never want to hear, you never want to see a fight. I mean, just there's kids involved and whatnot. So I'm Team Tom, and we're moving on.
Wow, Team Tom from Omar Carmona. Well, we're week 5 in the NFL. Now we know stuff, I feel, with week 5. We know who's good, who's bad. We know who's shown flashes of brilliance as well. So to start off, who are your top 3 teams? Who are your bottom 3 teams? And who do you have as a maybe as far as teams moving forward? We're week 5. We're in the thick of it. It's October. The school year is in full swing. We just finished week 5. What do we know?
Okay, this is what we know. A top team right now. Let's go with top team. The NFC East, for the exception of the Commanders, they're playing some good football. All 3 teams are playing good football. All 3 teams know how to have rough games, and they know how to, everything's been a struggle, but they've earned their success. So I think the NFC East has been the most impressive. 49ers defense has been extremely impressive. I'm going to give a shout out to my guys, of course. Buffalo has been, offensively very impressive. So those are some teams that are moving forward. Baltimore just got a huge win. Okay, now let's talk about some teams that we're just talking bottom dwellers here. And obviously if you saw Thursday night's game, Denver and Indianapolis, both teams just looked miserable, right?
Oh man, that was rough. That was like watching ice cream melt.
Right. So I mean, I think they're not, obviously they're not good. Jacksonville was up with a pathetic effort today against the Texans, and Texans got their first win, but still not a good football team. So we got some bottom dwellers there. Now, teams that I think have moved forward, I think they're going to, I've been hating them these last few years on the show. The Jets have moved forward, right? Can we say the Jets?
Wow. Jets, you're giving the Jets a maybe?
Wow, maybe. They're moving forward. The culture's changed. And then also the other team in New York, the Giants, have moved forward. I mean, they're playing some hard-nosed football. So it just seems when New York teams are good, it just seems like NFL needs the New York teams to be competitive.
That would be nice. Let's drill down this a little more, though. Who are your best 3, though? Give me 3 teams.
Philadelphia is up there. I think Buffalo is the next best team. And then the third, Chiefs still look good, but but they got some holes. 49ers look good, but I think they have problems. So you may make the argument the Cowboys are up there. Because
okay, I haven't heard the 3 picks yet, Omar. You got to commit. Give me your 3.
Yes,
who are you going to bat with?
Eagles, Bills. Oh, this last one's gonna.
Yeah, we haven't seen the Chiefs tomorrow, but I think we can still make a good assessment of them.
Right. So we'll see. I'll just give you the top 2. Everything there's too many questions surrounding the rest.
I got for my best Bills, Chiefs, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
For my 3 best. Worst, I have Pittsburgh, Washington, Carolina. Anybody else? Anybody I should swap in or out for the worst?
I mean, I think Texans are pretty bad too.
Yeah, that'd be we could switch. We could interchange a couple of these and make this worst a top 3, top 5.
Denver, with the talent they have, you can make the argument that they're just the ones that are playing so far below expectations.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're in the running for most disappointing team of the year.
They're in the running for most sad team of the year. They just look sad.
Yeah. They're not competitive at all right now.
Okay, top 3 maybes.
Jets.
I have Dallas,
Okay.
Your San Francisco 49ers.
I like that.
And then I had Cincinnati/Baltimore, whoever wins tonight,
And
which
you
is
got
Baltimore.
right?
So my three maybes: Baltimore, Dallas, San Francisco. Who would you swap in or out of my maybes?
I like those, but I'm kind of liking the Jets too.
Wow.
I'm liking the Giants. Like I said, there's just so many. Just like you can make the argument that the Niners defense is so good, you can make the argument for maybe putting them in the top three. But then you go on the other side of the football, and you couldn't say that Jimmy G is a top three, running a top three offense. So it's again just way too many questions. This was a good week. I mean, I think there are a lot of tough games that teams had to, really pull through, win. But still way too many questions surrounding a lot of teams.
This was a good week for the early games too. All those early games were close for a while. I was flipping around and I'm watching the game and like, oh, this game is within 10 points. This game's within a touchdown. This game's at 2 minutes. Even Jacksonville Houston, which was 6-6 with 3 minutes left in the whole game, it got kind of exciting at the end of it there as well. So it was a good week for the early games. I think there's a lot of teams in the mix, and that NFC East, I think, has surprised everybody on a whole of that. Philadelphia's undefeated. Dallas looks awesome, mainly on defense. Dallas looks awesome. Giants are squeaking out these quiet wins.
Right.
That, like, we're like, they've lost one game. Like, did they switch Daniel Jones? No, he's in there.
Yeah. That is so crazy, man. Who knows?
Who knows with that NFC East, because they are so strong out of the gate this year. And then with a lot of teams being bad, like our bottom threes, is it too early in week 5 to institute Coach Watch? Is it time for Coach Watch? Who are we watching? I have the top 3 Coach Watch candidates that may not make it to week 7, may not make it out of October, potentially. I have, of the Washington Commodores, Ron Rivera.
Interesting. I thought about that this morning. Okay.
Carson Wentz, I texted you this. He is so predictable that he's going to ruin the game for you.
Right.
He is so predictable. Like, oh, here comes the interception. Game's on the line. Yep, interception.
Yeah, interception.
Detroit's Dan Campbell.
Okay.
And Carolina's Matt Rule, I think, are my Coach Watch hot seats.
Matt Rule, I'll agree with you on Matt Rule. God, but everyone else, who is Pete Carroll still in Seattle? Yeah, right.
Pete Carroll's in Seattle. Yeah, he's there. They're
at some point, do you think they force him out?
Well, I was thinking about that, and I was thinking they really haven't been competitive the last 4 or 5 seasons. They changed QBs this year, so maybe we give them a pass this year because of the QB change. They're in games, but they really haven't done a lot in the last handful of years. And Pete Carroll's old. I have this in my notes. We might as well talk about it now. The 4th down decisions, the end of game decisions by coaches today, there was some egregious ones.
Yeah.
We just watched Baltimore Cincinnati. There is a play where Lamar Jackson misses a deep pass.
4th and 2.
Well, 2 plays before that, he misses a deep pass. They run a play. It's 4th and 2. He waves off the punt team, and then he misses on 4th down a wide open receiver.
Wide open.
So it's at what point did the coaches says, hey, I'll handle the play calling. All right. If you're going to miss 2 open receivers on this drive, don't be waving me off. That's why I'm thinking, like, there's more young coaches in the NFL than ever before. And I think they get bullied by these big-headed quarterbacks to go for it on 4th, when I think the Ravens were down 3 or up 3 at the time, and they could have kicked a field goal to make the game more competitive. Arizona, bad coaching.
Does it seem that, like, maybe, like, since when we were younger, obviously, the big one that when we were younger was when Harbaugh got into it with, Ditka on the sideline. I think we saw a few Jeff George. It's like he was always melting down. But it seems like lately, like, players just, have the balls to like really step up to the coach. And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it just seems like now every quarterback feels like they can like wave coaches off or, tell
Yeah.
the coach, hey, your plays suck. It just seems it's a different generation.
Yeah, I'm thinking since the age gap is so small now that the players want their input, and I think they're have more of a hand in the play calling, whereas in the past the play calling came from the coach or from the OC, and then that was it. Whatever came in, you ran. The Arizona end of the Arizona game, Kyler Murray, he runs the ball. They're out of timeouts. He runs it on second down. Now he spikes it on third down. Then that means they have to kick the field goal on fourth down. They miss it. If he had run a play or threw an incomplete or ran out of bounds or just ran the play on third down, like now they're not forced to kick it.
Right.
Bad management on that end as well. So I'm thinking like, who are the old coaches in the league? Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick, and then I forgot. And then I couldn't think of any other names. Are there any other like old-timey coaches left in the league? Or are they all young people?
I think we're at a very young. I mean, Doug Peterson is older, so to speak. Frank Wright's got to be in his 50s, I would say.
It doesn't seem like we have that 70-year-old Bill Parcells type.
No, just Carroll and Belichick at this point. Andy Reid, obviously.
Andy Reid, yep, that's true. Coach. A little more older, a little more proven. That's true.
But Ron Rivera, you wouldn't call him a young coach anymore.
Oh, the Chargers again. Chargers again this week are begging for the teams to beat them. They go for it on 4th and 2.
Right.
I think they're up in field goal range. They go for it. They don't get it. I can't believe these decisions. I don't know where, like what paper they're looking at, but how about the eye test, guys? You're up. You can pin them back. I think the Chargers one was lowest scoring at the time too.
Yeah.
So I don't get this at all. And then they get bailed out by the win. So Chargers are okay. In the Baltimore one, Baltimore goes for it. They don't get it. Then Burrow throws the bailout pick, and then Baltimore gets a field goal on that drive anyway. So somehow the football gods evened it out for us as well. So the coaching decision drives me crazy, and I'm wondering if because coaches are young now.
I think so. I think that's what it is. Just so, it's just a very different type of. When we see these age gaps, they don't exist anymore. Tom Brady is older than most coaches in the league.
Yeah, that's a good point. Team Brady, Team Tom. What was the final thing I had to? Oh, the one coach I like. Speaking of young coaches, I like that Miami coach. He looks like he would coach a Miami team.
Yeah, I think so.
He's got like the beard. He's a skinny guy, and he wears these gold brim sunglasses.
Yeah, he's got the look. He definitely has the look.
He's got a Miami look. Yeah.
I'm not too impressed with Cliff Kingsbury.
That's Arizona. Yeah, that was odd at the end.
Speaking of guys that may find themselves in the hot seat, it may be that team.
Add him to the list?
I would, because they started off with so much promise last year. They started off with like 7-0 or 7-1, something like that. And then kind of like a late season meltdown. And then they're not too impressive right now. So, yeah, I could see some owners getting very, antsy, getting rid of them.
I just think that Arizona team is going to lose all their games this year that way. Last drive, field goal range, fumble, interception, poor clock management or something. Yeah. They're just that team who's going to find a way to lose every time. And Kyler Murray is going to make awesome plays, but never to win.
But let's give him some credit today. Those black uniforms were impressive today by the Arizona.
Oh, today was an interesting uniform day. You're right. Yeah. Interesting uniform day. Before we get to that, let's talk Philly for a second. They're the only unbeaten team left in the league. They have beaten Detroit, Minnesota, Washington, Jacksonville, Arizona today. Their next 4 games are Dallas next Sunday night, Pittsburgh, Houston, Washington. They have a chance to be 9-0, 8-1.
Yeah. So next week's a big game. If they can get past Dallas, look out. Look out for a run. And again, I'm not saying that this guarantees this kind of run gets you a Super Bowl. However, when you're 9-0 and you're closing in on that home field advantage, if you can possibly get that far ahead of the rest of the pack, then you can start looking at the last 2 games of the year, possibly resting some players and whatnot, and it's a real important start to the season.
Last point I had before we get into the games. Would you be okay with a rule change? Monday night, who was it Monday night? Rams and somebody, right?
Rams-Niners,
that's right, Monday night. And we had a fan run onto the field, and then they got tackled by the player, and then the fan sues the player or something. Would you be okay with a rule change that if a fan runs onto the field, all bets are off? Any player can hit the fan, helmet to helmet, below the waist. It's like we hamstring these players so much with helmet to helmet, tackling, late hits. This is your chance, players, to hit someone for real. And fans, run on the field at your own risk.
I'm okay with that because you know what? It is dangerous. And thankfully we haven't seen anything crazy. But you never know if one of these nuts comes on and he's got a knife or something like that. And so no, I'm okay with it. If you're unauthorized personnel, I'm sorry, if you're not authorized personnel or players, yep, you're just begging for it. You're gonna get your butt kicked. I have no problem with what Bobby Wagner did. It's very interesting from a lawyer's perspective. No criminal charges were announced against Bobby Wagner, which means no one's going to prosecute it. It's I think everybody understands it's bullshit. And had that happened outside a restaurant, well then yeah, that's assault, Bobby Wagner. No matter how annoying the guy is. But no, on the football field, you come out, you could be dangerous, and so that's why he's having to hire a civil lawyer because criminally nobody cares what Bobby Wagner did.
Yeah, this is the one chance. It's kind of like you want to jump in the alligator cage and then the alligator bites you and then you go, "Hey alligator, what the fuck?" You can't do that. I say all bets are off. You want to run on the field? Go for it. But you're going to get smacked. So I say new rule, if someone runs on the field, we take the leashes off. The players can hit you high, low, everything in between. We can have players on both teams run out and tackle you.
Right.
Doesn't even have to be one-sided.
Right.
Okay, that's my proposed rule change. All right, let's go to Sunday night. The game we just watched. Battle of the 2-2, Cincinnati at Baltimore. Really good matchup. Like, I was looking forward to watching this game.
Yeah.
Actually. And we had, like we did all day, we had a lot of defense in this game early on. So, cool matchup, finally. And then I had the Lamar mess up where he misses the receiver, waves off the 4th down, then misses another receiver. And then, funny enough, Cincinnati, a couple drives later, goes for it on 4th and goal. Right. They don't get it. Whatever happened to take the points on the road? And, of course, they lose by, what did I lose by, 2 points?
Right.
Take the points. And then they ran such a weird play on that 4th down.
Yeah, that little shuffle.
They did the little shuttle.
I think it's such a risk in that situation.
Yeah, a lot of traffic in there. That's reserved for your Chiefs and Mahomes and
Tyreek Hill
and that sort of.
Yeah.
Then I was thinking. Then we had the Chris Collinsworth loses his pen because he threw it or something.
Right. That was strange.
I presume he was mad at the play call, at that 4th down call. With all the cameras we have in the booth on the field, want to have any video of this of Chris Collinsworth getting a little mad and throwing his pen? Like, wouldn't you want to see that?
I would. I hope I do. I hope that clip does come out.
They were joking about it, but he seems like one of those guys during the commercial break where he's like, "What? Mike, what the hell are they doing? It's fourth down. You got the best line, and you're running a shuttle pass, Mike. I gotta throw my pen in the stands. Like, what? How come we don't see that? I want to see Collinsworth get mad because I bet he's a secret angry guy.
I could see that.
Like he's that dad of one of your friends where you just go like, oh, that guy can get fucking pissed.
He's about to get pissed off. Yep.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. And then here's my favorite part about Sunday night now. Every time NBC comes back from a commercial and they show the food of the city being cooked, like they're doing the crab cakes.
The crab cakes, they look so
that
good.
Always works. That always works.
And I always like when they're in Tennessee because they do the Nashville barbecue.
Yes, Tennessee do the barbecue. Kansas City, they do barbecue.
Yeah, St. Louis barbecue.
Yep. They did crab cakes.
Crab cakes in Maryland. It's good stuff.
The Philly cheesesteaks when they do the Philadelphia.
The beignets in New Orleans.
Just I vote every commercial come back with the short order cook, flipping the skillet, then watching the plate go from the kitchen to the table. Always works. That one is that I can't get enough of.
Yep.
Chris throws this pen I have. And then that last drive, Lamar was really dealing.
Yeah,
he was on point.
Some good runs too.
Great runs. This was ideal Lamar. This was the best I think I've ever seen him.
Yeah, he was fantastic to close this game out.
Yeah, that was good. And then just to back up one, we are at some point this is going to come back to bite us in the ass. Cincinnati scores the touchdown where Burrow does the sneak, and then they kick the extra point to go up by 1 point. The ball goes over the upright, and then the rule is we guess. The rule is we guess if it was good or not. Why can't we figure this out? Why can't we make the goalpost 5 feet taller? Is it that hard of a task to put a 5-foot piece of steel on top of it? So we just guess. And then I like the rules guy comes in and he says, well, the rule is if most of the ball is inside of the goalpost, then that's good. I'm like, okay, what the hell does that mean? Most of the ball? Does that mean what if it's half the ball? What if it's 3/4? And then he says, this is my favorite. Well, the referee has the best vantage point. No, he doesn't. He's covered by that goalpost. This is going to bite us in the ass in a Super Bowl or a playoff game at some point. And it doesn't take a genius to know where if it goes right over the post, that would have hit the post.
Right, absolutely.
And then we would have got to say doink 1,000 times like Chris Collinsworth loves. We could have got some hot doink talk.
Love hot doink talk.
All right, that was Sunday night. A very enjoyable Sunday night. I liked it. But let's go to the other games that we had this Sunday. I had two in my most watchable category. I had Chargers-Browns, and I had Philadelphia-Arizona.
Okay. What would you think of? Would you pick which one?
Okay. Chargers-Browns. That was the early game.
A lot of offense. Both teams started out strong. They were going back and forth. And lately, it seems like Chargers-Browns have a good little matchup. You know, they've had some good games last few contests. And I've been very impressed with Jacoby Brissett. Coming in for Deshaun Watson because of the suspension. So he's been good, but today, I'm real high on the Chargers. You know that just a big Herbert guy. You know, and so I'm with Eckler. They're going to be a tough team.
Eckler is strong.
Yeah, they're strong, yeah.
He's ripping off 4, 5, 6 yard runs. They hit him, and then he runs 3 more yards every single time with the Chargers. The other note with the Chargers I had, Brissett like you said, is playing really good, running, passing, and just has the horrible interception in the red zone that really kills it. They got the ball back. They didn't do anything with it, or they missed a field goal with it, but he had that bad interception. And that was the one game. That was my run errands game. So I listened to it on the radio. And then this was funny. I'm listening on the radio, and the announcer says, the Browns are driving. Okay, that's going to be a 60-yard kick. And, okay, they're going to set it here. This is going to be the last play of the game. The kick is up. It's good. No, it's bad. It's no good. I don't get how, what were you looking at, announcer? What are you looking at that you go, it's good? No, it's bad. Talk about really, really misleading the audience. I thought that was funny that even the announcer gets it wrong. I don't know what he's looking at. If you're looking at the field straight on, like you'll never know if it's good or not. You need to see it. You need to see it long wise. And then the Browns went with the super duper brown uniforms today.
Yeah, I liked them.
Looked like they were wearing a blanket. That was
I did.
I didn't like them at all. What was going on with those uniforms?
I did.
You liked them. We split on that one then. Chargers. What do we think about the Chargers?
They can, and that's once they get Keenan Allen back and he's healthy, they're going to be even more dangerous. Look out for that. They're going to have to play some defense though. You know, they're going to have to really, you know, obviously, you know, health, Bosa's health. You know, their linebacker James, his health, very important if they're gonna have a run.
I think this is one of those wins too where they really get some momentum going as well. On the road, stretched out a win. I think that goes a long way. Then Philly, Arizona, last of the unbeatens. Arizona had a lot of fight in this game.
They did, a lot of fight. But it also seems like Philly was never really scared, right? I mean, even though it went down to the end, and it just felt like Philly was gonna win it the entire time.
That's what I thought is like Philly is in control of this game. That last drive was so methodical. I think it was like 15 plays long, and they drive in, they get the field goal, and then that final Arizona drive. Murray misses the tight end, Ertz, really bad. He comes back. They do get the first down. And then they had just the really bad field goal miss that looked like a bad golf shot.
Sure.
As well. It's just one of those things. I think Arizona's just going to find ways to lose all year long. So those are my two watchables. I have the least watchables, unless you have any other games that you want to hit first. Oh, no, I have those. Let's do the least watchables first.
Jacksonville Texans has to be on that list.
Yeah, and that was a good game too, but it was still least watchable.
Bad, but yeah, it was not good. The teams are not good, but you know, like I said, maybe Jacksonville's on the up and up. You know, with Etienne and their quarterback Lawrence, but they're still they got a lot of work to do.
God, I was really rooting for Lawrence, and he had some bad plays. That's some rough plays. Then I had Pittsburgh Buffalo. I'm naming this game. They are who we thought they are. Buffalo game. They just showed up and killed everybody.
Right.
No surprises there.
And then we also we also just I think reached the conclusion Pittsburgh is going to be real bad this year. So
man, they're bad.
Yeah, they hopefully they just try to single out the playmakers they want to move forward with as a team in the upcoming years. And try to build a line protection around Cody Pickett. Obviously, I think he's going to be given a chance to stay on as the starting quarterback. I don't think there's really a competition. I think you want him out there taking, snaps. But ultimately, I think they have to start planning for the future because this year is going nowhere.
It's funny I didn't put Tomlin on my coach's hot seat. I wonder how long a leash he has.
But isn't it always
new quarterback? Okay,
isn't it a Pittsburgh Steelers thing that it's when they want to leave? Chuck Noll,
yeah, maybe
Bill Cowher.
He's earned a season or two of figuring it out, of less than playoff seasons. I wonder because I didn't have on my list and I didn't even consider it. The only good thing about that Pittsburgh Buffalo game was I think a Pittsburgh player hit a guy late on the Buffalo sideline, and the whole sideline starts chasing him and he starts running away, but through the Buffalo sideline. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed when you can spice up a blowout any way possible. Other least watchable, Detroit, New England. That one is really not watchable because both teams are bad, and yet this was still a blowout.
Yeah, a bad blowout. That was no competition at all. Detroit just did not show up. Goff did not show up to play.
Man.
So that was brutal.
Zappy. It's the Zappy area now.
And we're not going to see how that goes, but obviously they need Jones to get healthy quick. But the game we're not going to talk about, I refuse to talk about, Denver Indianapolis from Thursday night. That was so
Oh,
bad.
from Thursday. I blocked that out of my memory.
Okay, good. Yeah, let's just forget. Let's move on. You know,
That does.
let's just give that one to week 4.
I had I had Matt Ryan in one of my fantasy leagues. He had -3 points, and he won.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. What a miserable game to watch.
That wasn't even least watchable. That was like repress watchable.
How do you feel about Geno Smith playing decent football in Seattle?
Yeah. Yeah, that was, let me go to the Seattle, New Orleans, which was a sneaky good game. And I kind of just had it on the side, monitoring it. One note I liked is these were the 2 most penalized teams in the league. somehow the score was 32-39. New Orleans is so interesting. New Orleans essentially has 3 potential quarterbacks. Winston is hurt, so Dalton is starting, but then they put Taysom Hill in a lot today.
Yeah.
And it seemed to be working a lot. And Geno Smith is throwing some dimes. He's throwing good balls out there.
It was something good to watch. Yeah. He's got a high completion percentage. He's not bad.
That one was a good game, and I don't know what to think of either team. That's what's weird about that game is like it was exciting. Geno Smith is playing well. Taysom Hill looks like a real threat. And yet I still don't know what to think about either of these teams. Can either of these teams get hot, do you think?
I'm with you. It's not inconceivable. You know, shit. Look at Geno's numbers: 16 of 25, 268, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. I mean, that's great. You know, that's who would have thought that it was Geno Smith?
Right. It makes me think: how do you score 32 points and not win? Is the defense bad? Are they that bad?
Yeah, who knows? You know.
Yeah.
And is there a timetable on
Carroll too old?
Is there a timetable on Jameis coming back?
I don't know that I don't know when he's coming back. I almost get the feeling Jameis shows up some days and some days he doesn't. I feel like Jameis is in another world.
Because if you're just gonna bank on Andy Dalton, it's not gonna go well for you if you're the Saints, okay? And
that's why I think they need the 3-headed monster. They need to just be rotating all 3 of these guys in. That would be a threat, don't you think?
That'd be a preparing for a nightmare preparing every week would be a nightmare for the opposing coach.
Right. Why not just be one? Every year there's one team that says fuck it, and they do like crazy offensive plays, and they start different people, and they kind of never punt on 4th downs. That could be this team.
Okay.
All right. One note on the least watchable before I go to my next one. New England old school uniforms. I loved it.
Yeah,
I love the.
I loved it too. And I want to talk about that later when we're done with the games about the uniforms. But yeah, it was
okay.
great.
I have that in my notes as well. Yeah, some good uniform matchups. And then my last least watchable, I just wrote down London game, which was actually a good game, but
yeah.
Aaron Rodgers loses again.
Hey,
are we giving up on Aaron Rodgers?
I think we are. Coach Dabble. Coach Dabble just changing, I think, the culture there with the Giants. He looks like he's going to be there. That mainstay that they've been missing since Tom Coughlin retired. So I think it'll be nice to see Coach Dabble bring the Giants back to prominence.
He was pumped when that game ended, and he's high-fiving everybody. Yeah. He looked excited. I'm not giving up on Rodgers and the Packers yet. Right. I'm not ready to say they're out of the playoffs yet. Even though
I'm maybe not out of the playoffs, but I don't expect a playoff win or anything like that.
I was thinking about the London game because it's been there for a long time now. And I guess people in Europe like American football. But if you think about it, if you didn't grow up with football, how hard would it be to explain the rules of football to someone? It is not easy to what's illegal procedure? What's offsides? It would be near impossible to explain the rules of football to someone, don't you think?
Yeah, but it's kind of like when I stick around there's 2 sports I try. If I see it like one of those like fancy international sports channels, I'll try to see what's going on with rugby, and I'll try to see about cricket. And I have no idea how these things get scored.
I don't know. Cricket, forget about it. Rugby, I forget about it. Which makes me sort of think, like, how do these guys enjoy it? Or do they just want to consume Americana stuff so badly that they all know it? Because, I mean, I know football rules because I grew up with it. It almost becomes like a language. The dumbest person in my school would look at an offensive line and go, oh, that's illegal procedure. Like, they will know it right off the top of their head. Right. They just know. So it is not easy. It's a full language in itself. And somehow Europe loves American football. I guess. Who knows? It'll keep going there.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, let's go other games. Stop me when you want to talk about it. Well, let's start up top. Let's go Atlanta, Tampa Bay.
No, Tampa Bay did not look great. And then like they left Atlanta just hanging around, and at the very end they had a chance. They had a chance to win, but leave it to Tom Brady and any of his teams. They get saved by the referees. I think that was a real bad call. And obviously Tom Brady got that call because he's Tom Brady. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think that's coming off the heels of the Tua play. It's coming off it's Tom Brady. But again, back to the rules. What about we review roughing the passer calls? Because that was like so blatantly a tackle. I didn't get that at all. And it really affects the game. I said it. I always say it. Every time there's a last minute drive, one of the biggest parts of a last minute drive is always a penalty. It just always is. There's a PI or there's a roughing the passer that gives them an extra 15. And it really affects the game. So I think we should be able to review roughing the passer plays now. Yeah. And then secondly, there's a point in every veteran QB's career where the entire team is scared of him. And I think that's where Tom Brady is right now. Like,
okay, yeah, I could see that.
A receiver dropped a pass and Tom Brady just stared at him angrily. Yeah. And the receiver looked fucking scared. Like his dad was scolding him in front of everybody. I remember, I think Rodgers has this. I remember this with Marino. Marino was mad at his teammates all the time. And I think that's where Tom Brady is right now. He's essentially Kobe Bryant now. He's running the team. He yells at people. There's no such thing as a bad Tom Brady pass. I think that's where he is now. So Tampa Bay gets the win. Mariota is the perfect, like, oh, good run. Nah, that was bad. Oh, he's doing good. No, that wasn't that great.
Yep.
He looks good in a uniform, and that's about it. He might have Carson Wentz syndrome.
Right.
Tennessee, Washington, an all-time great boring game.
Boring game. Tennessee, a tough win, and you know, that's a team that I have no idea what they're going to end up doing. You know, it's like you sometimes see flashes of greatness, but then you're kind of like, wow, this is not the team from last year. So, but again, Wentz just clearly he's just not.
When are they going to pull him?
I think I was very surprised they went after him.
Yeah, me too. I didn't get that at all. I flipped over to that game at one point. I flip over it, and the head coach Vrabel for Tennessee just has his hands on his knees with his head down. I don't know what the situation was. I just flip over, and he's got his head in his hands.
Yeah,
and I think I was like, okay, I'll just keep flipping. I just keep flipping channels. Let's go with your newly favorite Miami at New York Jets game. Miami is having a firestorm quarterback.
Last several years, I haven't been into, Jets, their games, and I've been very critical of them. But that Coach Saleh is changing things, and they look exciting. They look like they're playing tough for Coach, and I appreciate that. So I think this is going to be a different Jets team looking out, and they're very much in the thick of things in the AFC East.
Right. Who's the AFC East? Jets, Dolphins, Patriots, Bills. Okay, so a wild card is what they're shooting for. Right. Miami can't keep a quarterback on the field either. Is the other thing
that's they're going to struggle for some games as tough as they've been playing lately. But if they're going out with a third string quarterback, because it looks like Bridgewater, is going to be missing some time, and there's no way Tua comes back anytime soon.
Right.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening. Um, that injury was so ugly. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets shut down for an extended amount of time.
Yeah. Well, it made me think this is going to be the first real fire the NFL has to put out of the season, but it really seems like it blew over for the most part. They fired the independent doctor. They changed the concussion protocol. I really think if the media wanted to, we could make this a huge story. And this could be as big as Ray Rice a couple years ago.
Absolutely.
So I'm really surprised this hasn't been blown. Maybe we just have fatigue with negative stories in the media, but I thought this was going to be a huge damage control thing for the NFL, and it doesn't seem like it is. I don't know why. That Bridgewater injury was funny because he hurt 3 things on one play.
Yeah.
Head,
saw that.
Shoulder, elbow.
Yeah, that was bad.
And then they brought in a guy who looked like a running back and actually didn't play that bad. Jets put 40 points up.
Yeah.
As well. So they get the win. Then we go to Chicago, Minnesota. I just have one note. Chicago has blown the game with 2 fumbles on their last possession the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. What can you say about that?
Back to the coaching or preparation, Chicago is driving. Fields, who looked pretty good in this game, scrambling really well, he hits his receiver. The receiver doesn't go out of bounds. He fights for more yards, and then he gets the ultimate bully insult fumble play where the guy just goes up to him and takes the ball away from his arms. And then that's it. Minnesota has the ball. Game over.
Here's my thing. Ohio State quarterbacks. I've just never been sold on them in the NFL, and
who's been a good Ohio State quarterback? I can't even think of one.
Well, think about it. We've had guys, and I'm not saying they're terrible, but you guys, the Raiders had Terrell Pryor for some time, and he ended up becoming a receiver, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Right. Troy Smith was a backup
for
San Francisco for a while, and didn't really do much. Cardale Jones, Dwayne Haskins, God rest his soul, dying earlier, this year.
Jeez, this just got dark. No,
right?
that's rough. I agree with you, but it also goes to the point where just being a quarterback is just fucking hard. Like we always had the thing where, like, maybe of our youth where it would say, is the NFL ready for a black quarterback? And then we would have the debate. We would go back and forth. We act like no white quarterbacks has ever washed out of the league. Happens every year. It's just hard. It's a hard position to play. It is not easy. Look at the quarterbacks in the league today. What are there, 5 good ones?
Right.
That's it. There's 5. Wentz is horrible. Trevor Lawrence is figuring it out. Goff is horrible. It's hard. It's a hard position. And you can get concussed very easily too.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to the 2 big games of the day. Do you want to start with your 49ers first, or do you want to do that? Let's talk 49ers, Carolina.
Just that defense was just so impressive today. But gosh, we have defense. Groin injury to Bosa. Mosley looks like got hurt. So we're gonna have some people on the injury report. This week, and it's not gonna. I'm gonna be holding my breath. But again, that Panthers offense just does not look good with Baker Mayfield. Sorry to say. Yeah,
I wrote in my notes. It just says bad Baker, bad Baker. But like I wrote in here, like Carolina was hanging around.
Yeah.
In that game, they were just hanging there, getting some 3 and out. They were rough, and then the San Francisco defense just locked down. That was the story of, like, really today. Yeah. There was so much defense today, and San Francisco really, really locked down. They looked impressive. That was like the game where, like, you should win this game by 10 plus points, and they did.
Yeah, big game.
So you got to be feeling pretty good about this.
Yeah, I am. I really am.
Oh, why are you so reserved? Why are you you don't sound excited?
I still got to worry about Jimmy G.
You worry about Jimmy G, huh?
I worry.
How so? Is this? I don't want to step on overbearing parent, but if you were Jimmy G's father, what's your worry here?
oh, just he's going back out there. Just please don't mess up. You know what I mean? And it
Really?
sucks, yeah, it sucks to live like that. But
Well, he's got a good defense. I think you got to feel good about that.
yeah, I do.
Baker didn't even play the last series of this game. They said he had an injury, but who knows? But he's on the sideline. He's looking sad. He's wearing his crucial catch hat. Oh, I had another theory. Okay, back to the bad coaches. You know the week where they do the salute to service
Yeah,
and everyone wears like camouflage?
yeah, the Veterans Day stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. If I'm a bad coach, I want to wear camouflage here on out so I can blend in and have the camera not on me all the time.
that'd be nice.
So I can hide. Because I really think if the announcing and the analysts weren't so good, I could keep a job for 5 years. Like if you just
Okay.
want to point out all my flaws, I might have a job for an extra year or two. So I want to wear camouflage if
Okay.
I'm a coach in the hot seat.
That's great. I think that's a great approach to life.
Maybe like a sniper, like I would wear like the little shrubbery
Oh,
thing, and then they'd be like, "Where's Ron Rivera? I don't see him. Maybe
Yeah, well,
he's maybe he's in the booth."
can't talk bad about him then.
Right. Out of sight, out of mind.
There you
Yes. Okay, let's go to the big game of the afternoon. Dallas at the Los Angeles Rams. A sneaky good uniform matchup. You know I love uniforms.
It was a good, and we'll get to that after this game. We'll talk about that. But good matchup. How does it seem like maybe Odell Beckham Jr. was a difference maker on that Rams team last year?
Definitely.
It just seems like Cooper Kupp is really the only viable option, and he still gets his, but it's just one man. It's one player.
Yeah, if you Cup
you need
is
other people to step up.
Cup is good. That Heidecker guy or whatever his name is a nice addition, but Odell stretched it. He was the
Yeah.
deep threat. What's the word on him coming back? Is he ever going to come back?
He's gonna come back a free agent, I think, in a couple weeks. So we'll see.
Oh, so
how
he's
that-
not even on the Rams team. What's going
No,
on?
he's not on any team. He's a free agent.
Why didn't they lock him down last year? I don't understand this.
His injury, remember, because of his he tore his ACL
Okay,
in the
well-
Super Bowl.
Okay. Well, remember they got him like midway through the year
Yeah.
last year, so maybe they're
finish
another
out the year.
midseason pickup as well. I don't think Stafford looked that great in this game either.
Oh, but I don't think the Rams' offenses looked that great.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And-
I don't know.
And then
Not-
credit to the Dallas D.
Yeah,
The Dallas
man.
D, back to the defense of the day. They were so strong. Parsons goes out of the game with an injury, comes back, gets a sack like 2 plays later.
Yeah,
Can't be
unreal.
stopped.
He's unreal. So definitely a huge win. And hey, if the defense is going to play like that, Cooper Rush doesn't have to be, Roger Staubach. He's managed the game. He's made some good throws and not making many mistakes. Relying on that defense. I'm telling you that Eagles Cowboys game next week, it's going to be a doozy.
Oh, I can't wait for that. I hope it's a great game
Yeah.
as well. I wrote on my notes, Dallas Rams, there was a bad roughing the passer penalty. I don't remember what it was, but I know there was one in there.
There.
Somewhere in there. But I think Dallas has a recipe on how to win games. Cooper Rush is really good at those like 7 to 15 yard passes. He can hit the checkdowns. Pollard is running well. Elliott is running well. The defense is good. I don't think you need Cooper Rush to do a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah.
So even if Dak is healthy, I say we keep on the Cooper Rush train.
Okay. Yeah. I'm with you. I'm really with you on that.
Cooper Rush, attorney at law, managing the Dallas Cowboy offense.
He's gonna have a job in Dallas.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, how far have we come from the week 1 Dallas Tampa Bay game where we buried Dallas? Like, oh, not only that, and Dak is injured. McCarthy, pack your bags, to a total turnaround in week 5.
Yeah.
Where now we're like, they know how to win. Their defense is awesome. Dallas is the best. Like, that's how much it can turn. But they're
Really
good.
good.
They're legitimately good. So, all right, that was other games in the NFL. Fun week. Might be my favorite week so far.
It was a good one.
Yeah, I felt like every game I turned on, like there was something interesting that I wanted to watch.
Well, so in talking about interesting, how about this trend of pro teams? I'm not just gonna say NFL, but all three. The big three, and maybe if I look through the hockey, maybe I can find it. It seems like there's this craze to go back to the uniforms that the teams had when we were kids.
Oh yeah, uniform talk. Yeah. Tell me your thoughts on uniforms.
Giants, although they didn't play in them today, but I love that Giants look from the other last week, but like the 1990 Giants, and look with the white lettering Giants with the strike line on the side. That's
right. I go by like a player. I go, that's Phil Simms Giants.
Right. It seems like over the course of time they've gone back. Like the Niners look more like the '90s Niners. Obviously Packers, Cowboys, Steelers, Bears. They always look the same, but it just feels like going back to those '90s designs. It's working out. I like it.
Yeah. The Rams one today was they were at home. They went with their whites, meaning the Cowboys went with their dark blue, which you don't get to see that often. So that was cool.
The one team I'd like to give it a try, guys. Seattle Seahawks. I'd love to see.
We never have seen that, right? Like Seafoam
and more Orange Crush Broncos. That was fun.
Those are two good ones that seem like obvious choices, but we've never gotten them. We've never got the Orange Crush throwback uniforms in Denver, have we? I don't think so. They wear a orange jersey, but it's not the throwback.
And then every now and then they have that like navy helmet, like a dark blue helmet, and it is the old D.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll send you a photo of that one. But Philadelphia is going to go back next year. I think they're going to be looking like the old Eagles from the Randall Cunningham days. So that'll be good too.
With the shiny silver pants, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Those were sharp.
I'm with you.
So back to my point though, and then I'm watching playoff baseball because I love baseball, but it feels like I just tune in a little more during playoffs, But then Seattle had the old Ken Griffey Jr. uniforms that they were rocking out today. The Toronto Blue Jays are now wearing the uniforms they used back during the '90s championship runs when we were kids.
Oh,
it's like all
Carter uniform.
And then Camilo, he loves basketball. He was pointing out the Hawks jersey, the Atlanta Hawks. They look like the old Hawks of the Dominique Wilkins. It just feels like it's cool that these teams are doing a lot of throwback and definitely speaking to our generation.
Yeah, it seems like if I were to trace the history of it, it seems like the University of Oregon popped the top on this idea of that you can change your uniform. And then basketball had a lot to do with it. In basketball has a million different jerseys now. And at some point the NFL said well, we'll do it too. We can sell more jerseys. And while it's kind of cool, it's a cool novelty. I think sometimes it just looks weird. The Bengals did that all white one and it looked good. But I thought it just looked like every other college out there.
That's funny.
So I still didn't like it for some weird reason. So that's why I like the throwback. I love a good uniform matchup, a good jersey on jersey color contrast matchup. So maybe, come on, Denver, give us the Orange Crush. All right, that was other games in the league brought to you by absolutely no one. But that leads us to every week we have a game on here where I challenge you to a contest. And this week, as you know, I was in town last week. We recorded our in-person Sunday night talk, but I got a chance to have a sit down with my mom and I asked her more football questions. So this is a round of Ask Mom.
Okay, let's do it.
We got some questions. We're going to see how much football knowledge my mom has. So are you ready? I'm going to begin.
Let's go.
I'll read you the question and you answer as best to your knowledge. Ugh. Look at my mom's already pissed at the idea. She's already a little annoyed at this idea. So, who is Peyton Manning's brother? Okay, you heard the question?
Heard the question.
Does my mom know who Peyton Manning's brother is?
He does have some celebrity status. Outside of football. Some. Not a whole lot, but some. She does not know.
You're going to go with no. You know what's interesting with the Mannings? At some point, we're going to know the Mannings much more as non-football players than football players, I think.
Right.
They're going to be in commercials. They're going to be on TV shows. They're going to be doing ESPN stuff. And
I think at some point they're going to own something.
Yeah. We're going to be telling our kids, like, they used to play football, right?
Right.
So, all right. So you go no.
No.
All right.
Eli.
She knew it.
Wow.
Surprise. Surprise.
Impressed.
I was surprised by that too. I thought she wasn't going to know.
I'm impressed.
All right, let's continue.
Bruno Mars, Maroon 5, and Taylor Swift. Which has never played the Super Bowl halftime show?
Taylor's.
Hold on. What was the other ones?
Bruno Mars, Maroon 5, Taylor Swift. Which has never played the Super Bowl halftime show? Maybe I'll back up a little bit.
I don't know the answer. I'm going to say she says...
Which has never played the Super Bowl halftime show?
I think I heard her say Taylor Swift, but I don't even know if that's right or wrong. I'm going to say, though, it's a guess. She's right, but she guessed.
Okay.
Taylor Swift.
Correct. That is right. Maroon 5 and Bruno Mars have played the halftime show.
I know for a fact Bruno Mars did.
Yes. All right, you're on the board.
Okay.
Wow.
She was asked, but she turned it down.
Look at my mom somehow has insider knowledge.
Hey, what a show off.
I know. So my mom has insider entertainment knowledge. Maybe she's the one who broke the story on Tom and Gisele hiring divorce lawyers.
Right.
My mom gets around. She walks the park. She gabs. She yentas it up at the coffee houses. So my mom's got her finger on the pulse. All right, here we go. Let's continue.
Sure.
How many points is a safety worth?
All right, so now we're getting into some technical stuff. How many points is a safety
I'm going
worth?
to say a guess, but she is going to get 2.
Oh, she's going to guess 2, you're saying?
Yes.
She's going to guess right.
2. Yes, she's going to guess right.
Okay. Let's see what she has.
I want to say right off the bat, 2.
Yes.
You got it.
There it is.
She wasn't sure, but she got it. You're right. She guessed.
Yeah.
Can you name the college and pro team of one player?
Okay. Can my mom name a college and pro team of a player? This is difficult for a mom, I think. This takes a little more deeper thinking.
Would she know Tom Brady went to Michigan is one possibility. Would she know Tom Brady went to Michigan?
So you're saying she knows Tom Brady?
It'd have to be Tom Brady. Because if it's Mahomes, I don't think she would know Texas Tech. If it's Rodgers, I don't think she would know it's Cal, right?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I think you're giving my mom a lot of football credit there.
Okay, I'm gonna say she cannot, and I think she may try to guess Tom Brady's.
Okay, let's find out.
The college and pro team of one player. And I get
Also, just as a note, I made sure to do this when my dad is not in the room, so he doesn't interrupt. You remember last time my dad had to say little things in the background.
Right.
We got a good recording this
to
time.
pick the player, of course. Oh, of course. Of course. Oh my God, so easy. Aaron Jones.
Oh wow! Wow!
And
Oh. So
Right.
Green Bay Packers.
There you go.
Yep, there it is.
I didn't even think of Aaron Jones.
That's why I was thinking like, oh, maybe I gave you too much of a hint. Like you're overthinking it. You're thinking Brady, Mahomes, Rodgers. Like, no, you got to think who would my mom know? And
She
probably a
went local.
hometowner. A hometowner. So You got it though. You made the right guess. Let's see what's next.
Jessica Simpson once wore the jersey and cheered for what NFL
She-
player?
Oh, no.
She's gonna remember Tony Romo.
Oh, you say yes. You're going with yes.
I'm going yes.
That was an odd time in the league. Those early 2000s, celebrity. Jessica Simpson is in the crowd wearing a
Yeah.
pink Romo jersey.
Yeah.
What a time. What a time we had. All right, let's see. You're saying yes.
Oh my God. No, absolutely no.
No clue.
She did not know.
Damn.
Wow. Nothing.
No clue. And why did she do that?
Can you name two?
She didn't even, she needed a reason. Like, why would you even do that?
Right.
All right, you're still on the board. You got a couple more to go.
Do that.
Can you name two of the lawyers who were on O.J. Simpson's defense team?
She will know Bob Shapiro. She'll know Johnny Cochran.
Yeah, I think Johnny Cochran is a given. You ask someone that, they'll know Cochran, but will they know a second lawyer? You're saying yes?
I think I would rank them as they would know. Ooh. They would. Ooh. Okay, Johnny Cochran's number one. We can all agree on that. But who's next when it comes to Shapiro or Kardashian?
Oh, right. Because that name is everybody knows that name. What are your go OJ tangent? Go OJ Simpson defense lawyers. Give me your power rankings. You had Cochran, Shapiro, Kardashian, F. Lee Bailey, Barry Sheck. Maybe I'm leaving one out. Give me a ranking 1 to 5.
Okay. Oh, shit. 1A, 1B. I can't. It's Barry Sheck on, but they're he's so different from F. Lee Bailey. But that's how I would do it. I do
Sheck and Bailey, not Cochran, is number 1.
Barry
Huh?
Sheck 1, F. Lee Bailey 2, Johnny Cochran 3, 4. I'll go Shapiro 5, Kardashian.
Yeah, I would put probably Cochran higher than you have it, but I would definitely have Kardashian number 5. I don't even think he was I don't think he had his license.
I think
at
he
the time.
had to reapply.
He had to reapply. That way he was protected under attorney-client privileges.
Right.
Yes. Okay, tangent over. Here we go.
All right, hold on. Dear Kardashian and Johnny Cochran.
All right, you got it. She knew.
There you go.
Okay. Next question.
What team plays in Lambeau Field?
Okay, simple yet tough for a mom.
No way.
No way. You seem very confident.
I'm not terribly confident, but I'm going to say no.
Okay. Let's see if my mom knew.
Ooh, God. Lambeau. I'm going to say Green Bay Packers.
Wow.
Wow. Somehow she guessed. I don't know how you guess and get it that specific, but she did it.
She had a good week this week.
Yeah. We should take bets on this.
Yeah.
I think there's one more. Here we go.
Name one player who has played or plays for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Ooh.
Okay. Now, I should specify you can name any player from Oakland Raiders, Los Angeles Raiders, or Las Vegas Raiders. Will she know any Raider player?
Will she remember that Marcus Allen was your number one guy?
Right. Will my mom know Marcus Allen? Does my mom have any love for me at all?
This could be a sad answer, Pat. This could be a real sad answer.
I ask the tough questions on this show. I ask questions that, lend to football knowledge or potentially burn the bridge that is my own relationship with my mother.
Or get you into therapy,
Yes. This is Ask Mom / book a therapy appointment.
She will remember that you were a Marcus Allen fan.
Okay. Let's put her love to the test. Do you think your mom could name a San Francisco 49er
Yeah, she would
player?
know. She would remember Joe Montana.
She know. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Fine. All right. Well, your mom might be better than mine. Let's find out.
Name one player, and we're just watching the game. I'm gonna feel so
Yeah, that's true. We just watched a Raider game as well
Okay.
before I asked you this. All right.
because it's gonna be real. There's so many real obvious ones, and I'm gonna miss this.
Oh,
God, I got so many answers. That this
Pat,
could
I'm
be.
sorry, man.
I have no idea.
How many
This
yards
is
are needed?
heartbreaking.
She had no idea. And then she said before, like, I got so many answers. I have no idea.
Couldn't get it.
Not know a single Raider player.
Ugh, Pat.
Jesus, Mom. What?
The kind of the impressions we make in our own household.
I know. All right, well, there's one last question, and here it is.
How many yards are needed to gain a first down?
10. She'll know 10.
Okay, you think she'll know 10,
First
huh?
and 10. Do it again.
Okay.
10.
You
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
You got 5 out of 9. Not bad. Excellent. Well, that was the very first Ask Mom.
Very first dad uninterrupted. Ask Mom.
True. Uninterrupted dad Ask Mom session. That is true. Well, okay, that brings us to the awards of the week. We do them every week. Let's start it off with the Overbearing Parenting Award for the week. I have one nominee, maybe two. Let's start with one. I have the Roughing the Passer penalties. I'm not the dad of the quarterback. I'm the dad of the defensive player now. And I'm going to turn into dad who yells at the ref and goes nuts when my son is flagged for a very normal tackle of Tom Brady or the quarterback. I'm going to be yelling at the ref, defending my son, my kid, that was a bullshit call. Roughing the Passer penalty is my Overbearing Parenting Award.
Okay. My Overbearing Parenting Award is I'm the parent and I am Lamar Jackson's parent. You got to hit those throws, man. Especially if you're going to wave off your coach. You got to hit that throw.
Oh, that's a good one. Like the dad has the quick talk with the son after the game. Like, hey, you don't do that to your coach on the field.
Yeah. Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Yes. Have you had to have that talk with your son yet, Omar? Like pull him aside and say like, hey, fix your attitude thing. Have you had that talk yet?
Oh yeah, because kids at that age they're so emotional still. He's still a little kid, and I'm not putting pressure on. If he doesn't want to play, he doesn't want to play, and I don't care. But yeah, there is still like, dude, we got to work on that attitude.
Oh, he's got attitude, huh?
Oh, yeah, he can become a little diva sometime.
What NFL player most represents your son, do you think?
Terrell Owens.
Oh my God, you're raising a monster.
Yeah.
Here I am worried about my own mom's love, and yet you're raising a potential psychopath. Maybe, well, on the plus side, he might be working out in his driveway like Terrell Owens. Get buff.
Right.
Next award, the Hot Take Award of the week. I have two nominees. Number one, Hot Take Award. Dallas makes the Super Bowl. This is the year. Cooper Rush, attorney at law. Awesome defense.
My hot take is the other team on that in that division, Philadelphia Eagles, 5-0. Some winnable games after the Dallas game. So let's look out for the Eagles this year.
What's the odds on Philly going 20-0? What would you lay down on that? What odds would you give me? 10-1?
Oh shit!
25-1?
Oh, I'd give you 25-1.
Ooh, I'd take that bet. My other nominee is Tampa Bay does not make the playoffs, and that Monday morning Tom Brady retires.
Yeah,
I think it's done.
I'm not gonna go with you on that. I think they'll still still be in the playoffs. Hot take: New York Jets in the playoffs. New York Giants in the playoffs.
Come on, that's too hot. That's too hot, Carmona. So hot. Cringeworthy award for the week. I got 2.5 nominees. Number one, Baker Mayfield in general.
Yes.
He's cringeworthy. He's sulking on the sideline. He looks bad. He's throwing the ball in the dirt. The Arizona missed field goal, which just looked like a bad golf shot. It went straight and then immediately right. And then, of course, just the coaching in general. The Chargers going for it on 4th down. Arizona spiking the ball, forcing the field goal. also was my bad coaching cringeworthy award.
Which one? Mine's gonna be.
Yeah,
Definitely that. But for me, you already talked about it. But the roughing the passer, that was cringeworthy.
roughing the passer, penalties in general, or the ones
Yeah.
this week.
This week's
They were rough.
was
They were
bad.
rough. Okay. Would you rather? This week in the NFL, I have a special would you rather. Would you rather drive in a car with a fighting couple or drive in a car with a quarterback and his head coach after a bad loss? Very deeply. This is a long drive.
I
too.
would rather drive with the coach and the quarterback because I would want to see about chiming in on on the talk. I wouldn't want to chime in on the couple fight.
Yeah, like say you had to drive in a car with Tom and Gisele right now.
Right.
Like you can't chime in. You can't chime in at all. The coach and quarterback, maybe you could, but I would go coach quarterback for sure. I've been in cars with fighting couples, and it is difficult. It is some sort of version of verbal torture. You know, you hear them fight, and you can't help but try and take a side or like hear the argument. It's awkward, and especially if you're sitting in the back seat, every once in a while, you catch someone's eyes in the rearview mirror, and that's always awkward too. That's bad. That's bad. So give me the coach and quarterback in the car. Next award, the You've Never Seen Me Upset, the Ethan Hunt Tom Cruise Movie Award. Which Tom Cruise movie most reminds you of this week in the NFL?
Ooh. I didn't even think about this one, but I'm going to go with... Hold on. That's a good question. Give me yours first.
All right. I went with Cocktail because we got Cocktail is a movie that really gets to a simmer really quick and just sort of stays there. I don't feel like Cocktail ever fully delivers. However, it gets pretty damn close. You got Paul Newman. You got Tom Cruise dancing, essentially like treating the pool cue like a sword, and he's like flipping it under his arm when he's making all the shots. You got some great music.
You're thinking the
Oh,
Color
sorry.
Money.
Color of Money.
Yeah.
Sorry. I meant Color of Money. 2 C's. So I go Color of Money. He's flipping the cue. It's young Tom Cruise. Like the season is still young right now. So we got young Tom Cruise, Paul Newman, and then we got kind of a heist in the movie, but not really a heist. It's not really what the movie's about. And this week we had a lot of defense. So I think this movie just gets to a simmer, stays all the way. And that's what today was. We just had good games all the way through. So Color of Money.
Okay.
That's my Tom Cruise.
I'm gonna go with Interview with the Vampire. Let me tell you why. Like I said, this game this week was a very I'm still left with a lot of questions. So I don't know, if this week answered anybody as far as giving me a favorite, giving me a team I should officially write off. I don't know yet. So I'm gonna wait to see next week's before I decide on where this football season's going.
So you wanted to see more of Interview with a Vampire?
No, I was left unsure about Interview with the Vampire. So I said I better wait for Tom Cruise's next movie just to see how I feel about Tom Cruise the actor.
Yeah, what did he do after Interview with a Vampire? I can't remember.
Not far after he, obviously Jerry Maguire was a few years later.
Yeah, that might have been after it or one movie after. You're right. That was in that era.
Yeah.
Of there. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one where we know a lot, yet we're like, we need another week to know how truly good or how truly bad this movie is or this team is. All right, good picks. And finally, who won the week? I have 2 nominees. One is defenses. And number 2, I don't know if it is there for you, but it's election season here. And anytime there's election season, you have a lot of commercials for candidates and props and stuff. And it seems every election season, I see about 88 propositions for some bill to stop dialysis. So number 1, who would make a prop to stop dialysis? And number 2, why are so many people on dialysis? Does that many of us have diabetes?
Yeah.
Good God, man. So I put So I put diabetes / dialysis also won the week.
Okay. I don't know how you can compete with that.
You can't. You cannot.
Wow. No, I'll go with that one. They won the week. That was
Dialysis and / diabetes.
That was a compelling argument.
Insulin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either we need a lot more dialysis, or we have an extremely important health problem in our community where so many people are diabetic. All right, that was who won the week, but that doesn't mean the NFL week is over, because that brings us to it right now. Tomorrow night, Monday night, arguably the game of the week, Las Vegas Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs. Omar, will Patrick Mahomes throw a touchdown pass?
Oh, yes, of course. He'll throw 2.
Will Derek Carr throw 2 touchdown passes?
He will too.
Will there be a turnover from either team?
Both.
Will there be any references to Steve DeBerg?
None.
Will there be any uniform changes Monday night?
None.
Does my mom actually care about football or not?
None.
None. Wow. Well, you heard it first, everybody. That was the Monday night pick. Las Vegas Raiders at Kansas City. Pick the game, Omar.
I'm gonna go a surprise. Raiders get back on the winning track, and they pull off a big upset against the Kansas City Chiefs, 23-17.
Nailed it again. How are you so good at this?
There you go.
I don't think you can do any better than that. He pulls the upset. Well, that was the Sunday night talk. We talked games. We talked awards. Sunday night. How are you feeling for this week? It's October.
Well, I'll be in Chicago, so I'll be watching the Bears Commanders on Thursday night, so I'll be there.
All right. Now the season is kicking off.
Yeah, and I'm hearing orange uniforms for that game for the Bears.
Oh, wow. You're going to be there in the flesh for Bears. Who are they playing?
In the flesh. Yes, sir.
Well, that means we're going to have an exclusive Sunday night talk with you.
Maybe we should.
Being there at the game to give us the breakdown.
We'll talk.
Well, this was the Sunday night talk for me, Patrick Ramirez, and Omar Carmona. See you week 6. Thank you, Omar.
Peace.
That is it. That is the episode. That is week 5 in the NFL. Philly's unbeaten. Dallas has defense. Monday night, it's a question mark. Who will win? I don't know. I got to prep up. I need to rest. I need to stretch. I need to drink water. I need to be ready for Monday night. Is that how you handle your Sunday night going into Monday? Do you. Do the best you that you can. Don't forget, if you want to see me doing live stand-up comedy, October 16th, I am in North Hollywood at the Zombie Joe's Theater. October 17th, the very next day, I'm at the Hollywood Improv in the Lab. And October 21st, I'm at Burbank Cyclery. Fun dates, hit me up for all the details. I will get you in and you will have a good time. Yes. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I see it. The channel grows. There's more stuff going up all the time, so do not miss it. Week 5, October. So much going on. Little crisp in the air. I don't know. I'm ready. I feel like football is going to carry us through. I want to thank Omar Carmona for joining me, as always, on the Sunday Night Talk. How about the Ask Your Mom segment? Ask My Mom segment. How do you do? Do you play along with this game? I got more of that coming, so don't you worry. So, for the Sunday Night Talk for me, Patrick Ramirez, and Omar Carmona, that is it. That is week 5, and I will see you on this very channel next week.